Oh, there you are.
Ricardo, can you hear me?
Yeah, how are you doing today?
Good. Thank you for taking the time to speak with us, sir. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
I promise I won't take too much of your time.
You have 24 minutes.
There you go. Yeah. Let me just ask you this: what, in your view, what happened on Friday night? What was going on?
You know, I have a different perspective of it now that I've learned more of the characteristics of what was going on in that room. Not to say that I, was not paying attention or anything like that, oh man, I guess there's just more facts surrounding what Mr. Platt's ultimate objective was. Given everything he had in his room and the type of room that he had and the type of firearms that he had, the amount of firearms that he had combined with the narcotics that he had, I guess my perspective of the entire situation now is a little bit different compared to what it would have been Friday.
Sure. What were you there to do? Yeah, what were you there to do? We want to.
Personally,
Yeah.
I was there to enjoy the festivities. Monday or Sunday, which would have been the day, I was flying my children out, and I was going to try to enjoy, the All-Star ball game. At least, from the outskirts of it. I hadn't really tried to get tickets yet. I was pretty optimistic about it, and I was definitely excited. But yeah, from my perspective, I had no idea what the alleged intentions were on Mr. Platt's part.
Were you involved in the drugs? Were you there for to sell drugs? Were you there to buy drugs? What were you? How did you get involved with all that?
No. I had nothing to do with his drugs whatsoever, in any way, shape, or form. Nothing.
How'd you end up in the jail then?
I wound up in jail because they came to my room. Because I knew Mr. Platt. I had some conversation with him based off of something completely different on what some of his concerns were, and given my history with, in communication at the Department of State.
Yeah, you said this morning that you had worked with some departments in the government. What do you mean by that?
In communication, a lot of the times, the communication is broken between different types of agencies and leaders of our community. And when I say leaders of our community, I'm referring to people just like Mr. Platt. The community all across the country, communities all across the country will not necessarily initiate, but look to a certain individual who can call shots or run the game or be in charge of certain activities that go on in different types of communities across the country, if that makes sense. Without necessarily calling that individual, a certain type of criminal. They are leaders, regardless of whether we accept that or not. Some of them are chosen, some of them are, elected, or some of them are self-proclaimed.
Do you know what people have accused you of doing?
I do, which is to me, which is absurd. I don't understand how I would become the primary source of something so sinister. I'm hoping that that through the court system the truth will come out and the truth will be told, and all I can do is be optimistic about that.
The judge today set your bond at $75,000. Is that correct?
The judge did set my bond at $75,000, and I thought that to be a little bit ludicrous myself.
if the judge set it at $75,000, that's more than any of the other suspects. Why would they set your bond higher than the others? They think that you're the ringleader.
I'm definitely not a ringleader. I'm not from Denver. You know, I was moving here. Definitely, I think that the facts are definitely not being told, not being brought to light. I think there is a lot of fictitious information that's going around. I don't know where they got such information, or how they would go to believe that I was even positioned to do something like that.
You were the one who rented the hotel rooms, right?
I rented my hotel room. That was it.
And did police find guns in your hotel room?
They found my gun in my hotel room, yes.
And did they find drugs?
No. Not at all. Not even a little bit. Not in any way, shape, or form.
You just got caught up. That's what you say. You got caught up in the middle of this.
I believe so, yeah. I believe so. You know, I understand, like I said, I understand what Mr. Platt, what his room looked like. You know, he had drugs, he had a large amount of guns, he had a large amount of sniper rifles. You know, one of the things that I wanted to let you guys know, that when I saw that many firearms, I disabled them. I disabled 3 of the long arms that he had. Completely disabled. Based off of concerns that I had on other things. My concerns were based off of the amount of drugs that were in the room, the amount of drugs that he was consuming, and obviously the amount of firearms that he had. I mean, it doesn't take any type of a specialist or any type of a law enforcement specialist or any type of observationist to know that, you know, something might be going on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I disabled 3 of the firearms.
Why were you in his room?
I was in there talking to him the day before on Thursday about different types of places to live in Denver and in Boulder, Colorado, which I believe where he is from.
Oh, okay.
He was also going to help me. He was also going to help me try to acquire some of the All-Star tickets.
Got it. And have you guys talked about the drugs or the guns?
Not necessarily, no.
Got it.
Although, like I said, that was the day that I saw them. They concerned me. I handled some of them, and I disarmed them. I disabled them. I didn't disarm them. I disabled them. I basically withdrew firing mechanisms from 3 of them.
Got it. Sounds good.
Which were inside of the bolt carrier group.
Yeah. So again, I mean, the judge says that you were kind of the ringleader in all of this. What do you say to that?
I don't think the judge said that. I believe that the prosecution said that based off of statements that Mr. Platt had provided them. Mm-hmm. I don't know why he would make those types of statements, why he would write those types of statements, or why he would make those types of accusations, unless he was just trying to cover up something obviously that were his intentions.
Got it. Well, Ricardo, those are the questions that I wanted to ask you. Is there anything else that you want to make sure that we talk about before I let you go?
You know, being that I am in communication, and I'm an individual who believes in solutions, nonviolent solutions. If you go to my Facebook, which is, I believe, Ricardo Rodriguez King 1004, something like that, I'm hoping you guys find it. You'll see a long history of me wanting to create peaceful solutions. It would never be my intentions to sit there and fire live rounds into an audience where women and children or families are present wanting to have fun. That's not me. That has never been me. And that will never be me. And if those were his intentions, I'm telling you, they would have never gotten past me. They wouldn't have. And hopefully what I had done did reduce his opportunity to be able to do something like that by disabling the firearms, which I believe can be verified, with the ATF, who I believe is involved, and Denver PD. But I would never try to harm your community. There's no way. There's no way. I'm completely the opposite.
Got it.
I'm a person who tries to find solutions and in adverse situations and solutions in situations that are growing adversely, like with drugs.
Got it.
As far as firearms, I believe in our president Donald Trump, who wants to make this world a better, or make America a better place. I completely believe in that. I don't believe in violence, and I believe in progressive solutions. That's about it.
Got it.
I mean, so does the state that I'm from,
Where are you from?
Idaho.
Idaho. Got it. And you had just flown in the other day, right?
This is correct, yes.
Got it. Well, Mr. Rodriguez, I appreciate you taking the time to speak with us and share your side of the story.
I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me. Like I said, I hope, I do believe in our justice system. I do believe in the truth. I do believe in honesty, and I do believe the truth will come out here shortly. And I'm really hoping for the community support on this. I'm glad that nothing like that ended up happening. If my actions did decrease the chance of something like that happening, well, I'm glad to have been a part of it in that sense.
Got it. Sounds good. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Rodriguez. Have a good rest of your night.
Thank you guys for taking the time to come on and speak with me.
Bye.
God bless.